Have you ever felt like you've got to a point in life where you haven't been able to move forward? It's like you've been journeying through life at a great pace when all of a sudden it just feels like you're sticking. It's not like anything seems to have gone particularly wrong, but it's like that upwards trajectory you were on seems to have plateaued a little bit, and now it just feels like there's something that's pulling you backwards. Does that sound familiar? Do you sometimes feel like those dreams, those desires, that will to make a difference is being held back? You want to be a disciple, you want your life to count for something, you want to bear lots of fruit, but you just can't seem to move forward like you wanted to. It's like there's this constant resistance. An awful lot of energy is being expelled for very little progress. That will hasn't faded, but that kind of willpower has begun to. You see, so few of us often stop to really think about what might be holding us back. We stop to maybe look under the surface, or if we do stop, we rely on surface issues, things that we can touch and feel, maybe I haven't got that person to pray for me, maybe I'm struggling because my church isn't quite right for me, maybe it's this, that or the other that I'm doing wrong. But could it be that there are actually things that we can't see that are holding us back, things under the surface clutter that is holding us back? In the Bible, it says, do not let the sun go down on your anger and do not give the devil a foothold. So that's suggesting that not to let anger lead to sins such as unforgiveness or bitterness. But if that's the case, then that would mean that these footholds are things we can't necessarily see or touch, something we're not necessarily aware of. After all, we can't see the devil, but that doesn't mean that he's not real. But what it does mean is so often we look to the surface, we look to blame ourselves and try really hard to try and move forward in life, when actually maybe we're putting so much of the blame on ourselves that we're not putting any blame on the devil. And what happens if we have loads of footholds? Does it just get to a point where there's just so much weighing us down that we eventually collapse? Can you overcome these footholds? Well, the Bible says in the book of James, submit to God, resist the devil and he will flee from you. Submit to God, resist the devil. It sounds pretty easy, doesn't it? It doesn't sound too complicated at all. But I guess if there are things that are under the surface that are holding us back, that we're not aware of, that we can't see, then there's a very real danger that we're not going to be able to deal with it. And then we'll feel held back and we'll be held back forever.